Hey guys, I'm Zachary Gray, and this is a broadhead skink. Got him. Whoa. Ah. He's trying to bite me. Oh. Nice. This is a broadhead skink. Wow. This is a very large species of lizard that lives here in Louisiana. He is huge. You can see he gave me a nice little chomp when I got him. He grabbed me by my thumb, and they have a seriously hard bite. Now you can see why they call it a broadhead skink. Come on, buddy. Is they have a super broad head. And this is a male, and I can tell that because the males have the super broad head and the females do not. Now, something really amazing about broadhead skinks is that in the springtime they get a bright red head, and it's used for attracting a mate, and both the females and the males do get it, and it is absolutely amazing to see. It's very vibrant and very colorful. One really cool thing, they have an insanely powerful bite, much harder than normal lizards. See that? If I just touch the side of his mouth, he opens up. That is awesome. Very hard bite. Now, since this is a skink, they have these hard plate-like scales on their body, and it's not really like, there's nothing in between it. It's fused together scales, which is really, really hard. Now, I tell you what, he is insanely strong for his size. I have to hold him with both hands when he starts squirming, because he wriggles out of my hands and there's nothing I can do about it, so I just have to go from one hand to the next. Super strong. One thing really cool I'm noticing is his tail. Right here, if you didn't know, tails on lizards, some lizards break their tails off to where if something like a snake were to grab his tail will release and he gets away and the snake gets the tail. But if I look at it from the bottom, come on buddy, I can tell right here there was a break in the tail at some point in his life. And it has grown back perfectly healthy, which is really awesome to see. Very cool. Now, the broadhead skink is actually one of the largest lizards in the Louisiana area, and what really shocks me about them is that they eat anoles. Now, anoles are those little lizards that you'll see around your house, whether the green ones or the brown ones, and they actually eat them. I've actually seen this one time. I didn't believe it at first, and it was really crazy to see. These will actually hunt and eat anoles, and they eat things just like another lizard. They eat, they eat crickets and they eat all kinds of little insects, and that makes up most of their diet. But they do eat anoles, which is really crazy. And this guy, he's so big, he could probably even eat a small snake if he got a hold of it. I mean, that's just how powerful they are when they get to this size. Now, full-grown broadhead skinks can be upwards of a foot long, so he's almost full-grown, but he's not there yet. They can get quite a little bit bigger than this. And you'll see, they actually have a brown coloration at this size in life, but when they're little, they look like something called a five-line skink, where they have a blue tail and lines running down their back. And a way you can tell is that on a broadhead, the lines, as a baby, they stop right here, and their head is normally either just a brown or a red color. So if you find a baby skink, that's how you can tell. If the lines stop here, it's a broadhead. If the lines keep going, it's a five-line. Even though this is a very large lizard, there's still things that can eat them. Lots of different birds. I've seen birds eat them before, actually. But one thing that definitely eats them is racer snakes. Racer snakes love to eat skinks, and they have a lot of predators as a baby. Milk snakes and all kinds of different snakes eat them as a baby. So that's one of their main reasons that they don't always get this big. But once they do get this big, they have very few predators. But they still do have to be careful. And the one thing that really helps them avoid predators is their camouflage. As you can see, he's got the brown coloration for the ground. He matches the leaves like this. You can see he matches the leaves very well. And their speed. They're an arboreal species of skink, meaning that they will live oftentimes in trees. And look at the claws on his back feet. You can see that. It's crazy, but half the time when you see a broadhead skink, you just see them go straight up a tree. And by the time you see them, sometimes they can be already 20 feet up the tree. They climb like a squirrel. It's absolutely crazy to see. Now they're actually very fast, and the only time that you can really catch them is the winter time. They're a lot harder to catch in other times of the year because they're fast, their bodies are warmed up. And right now, at this time of the year, it's getting cold. You can see I've got some clothes on to keep me warm, but these guys, they have to regulate their body through outside means. They're cold-blooded, meaning that they need to regulate by sitting on a tree with sunlight on it or staying away from the cold. So this is a time that you can actually catch these guys. Otherwise, straight up a tree. They are a completely arboreal species, normally during the summertime, and they catch animals and bugs up in the trees. It's crazy. One of my favorite lizards that lives in Louisiana. It's very cool. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you did enjoy, definitely leave a like, and I will see you guys next time.